What stood out to you so far in film about UVA's offense?
I mean, they run a pro style offense. I mean, they like to run play action, run the ball. I mean, just a lot of generic stuff. It's really, I mean, we went over so much stuff during fall camp, so I think we're gonna be ready to play against anybody that we play against.
What about their QB in particular? Seems like a guy who could hurt you with his legs, but also maybe one of those dual threat guys.
Yeah, he's definitely a dual threat quarterback. He can run the ball, but at the same time, he can throw the ball. He can throw out of the pocket. So just somebody that you have to make sure you stay in coverage a little bit longer than normal. Just somebody that, I mean, when the play breaks down, you just have to know that instead of looking back at the quarterback, you have to go find the receiver and go run to the receiver because he's able to just flick his wrist and just get those balls to the sideline. So that's just something that I saw.
What do you think their identity is on offense? It seems like, at least in that BYU game, they ran a lot of different looks. They ran some pistol, they ran some traditional I formation type of sets. What do you think their identity is on offense?
See, I think for the most part they want to run the ball to set up the pass. So I think whether it's pistol, two back, I formation, single back, they want to figure out a way to run the ball so they can open up the passing game. So really, I mean, I think that is their identity, but at the same time, really, that's the first game of the season, so they could change. You never know.
I know you don't control the schedule, but you've been here for a couple of years now. You've played some seasons where you haven't left Dotson until October, basically. Now you get a game like this all the way across the country against an ACC team. What do you like about this challenge, or maybe what do you prefer?
I mean, I like the fact that we're going to the East Coast. I mean, since I've been here, we haven't really played any East Coast teams, so I mean, it's just something different. I mean, especially going all the way to Virginia, it's going to be a 3-hour layover compared to our time. So, I mean, it's just going to be something different, really. You have to get, I mean, after that, we'll be used to it and we'll be ready. But, I mean, just the fact of playing somebody on the East Coast, playing different players, playing people that you haven't really seen in the past couple of years. So that's just something I'm excited for.
How much of a challenge is that, too, with the unfamiliarity of it?
I think it's balanced, really, because that team doesn't really have teams like Oregon come to their stadium and play against them. So, and same thing with us. We haven't been going to the East Coast and playing teams like that. So it's just, I think it's balanced when it comes to that because both teams aren't going to be perfectly ready for each other, but at the same time, I'm sure we'll be ready to play.
There are a lot of quotes from them back east about the uniforms, the new complex. They've seen it all. They've been asked about it, and they try to say, it doesn't matter what they're wearing. At the end of the day, it's, they're wearing a helmet, we're wearing a helmet. Do you think there's a swagger about Oregon now, that mystique, that especially for a school that hasn't played you guys before? How much do you think that gets hyped up?
I mean, definitely. I mean, whatever they want really to fuel their flame, I guess you could say that. But really, I don't really look at that. I mean, the coach has to give them something to get them excited to play the game. So, I mean, they want to be our jerseys or how we play hard, or they think our defense is soft, or they think that our offense is finesse. Whatever they want to say really matters when we get to the field and when we play. So
you guys were in the mode the last couple of days. Mark said cranking up the heat, trying to simulate some of that heat and humidity you guys will face. Does that get overblown, or can humidity really be a huge factor for a team like you that's used to practicing conditions like this?
I think it gets way overblown. I mean, in high school I played a couple of times in Florida, and I mean, there was humidity, but at the same time I think it really just loosens you up more because, I mean, I feel like with that heat, it really gets your sweat going, and it really helps your body and muscles really loosen up better than rather playing here when it's more cool, stuff like that. So, I mean, I think it's better for us, and I think it really won't affect us, especially with our high tempo. I feel like it might be something that the other team might be looking at because, especially with us playing, we switch, we rotate so many players, it's going to be hard for teams to match that.
Ifo, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.